we are taking a look at what is probably the least used financing contingency, but important nonetheless, and that's the USDA loan contingency exhibit. A couple of things to know about USDA loans. One, they're 100% loan. Two, they are geography based. You can't just get this loan anywhere. So you can always go Google the USDA loan map, and it will take you to the USDA site where there's a map that will actually physically show you on the map properties in this area qualify for this loan, properties in this area do not qualify for this loan. So certainly as you're looking for property, this is a great option. However, it does have slightly higher fees, always something you have to keep in mind, but it is a 100% loan. It's only going to be available in rural areas. So as you move closer to Atlanta, it's not going to be available. As you move farther out into the boondocks, you will find the USDA becomes an option. So let's go ahead and jump in and take a closer look. Just like all our exhibits, starts out with our exhibit letter, our offer date, and the address of the property. So pretty routine there at this point. Then we move down, and instead of having the option of a first mortgage and a second mortgage, only gives us the option of a first mortgage. It's because it's a 100% loan. There's no reason to have a second mortgage with it. So it's a 100% loan. Our term is going to be 30 years. Whatever our interest rate is, it's fixed and institutional. Just like on all of our other loan contingencies, if you're working with a buyer, either leave the approved mortgage lender blank, put the lender that they came and your preferred lenders. So they have a Wells Fargo loan. So list in here Wells Fargo, Supreme Lending, and Keller Mortgage. That way we kind of narrow their focus, and if they make the decision to change lenders, they're at least moving to one of your preferred lenders. Conversely, if you're on the selling side, whoever they brought is ideal to be in there, and your two preferred lenders. Okay. But if they've just listed their one, that's a very small, narrow way for them to get out of the contract. Consider leaving just their one lender in there. Okay. How long is the contingency going to last? Typically, we talk about 28 days being a normal finance contingency. USDA loans do take a little bit longer, so I would probably be looking at 35 days. But talk to the lender. Find out what timeline they can get it in, and make sure we've given ourselves at least that much time. Not too much else left to fill in the appraisal contingency. This is more similar to the conventional loan exhibit in that if the appraisal comes back low, they do only have the right to request the sales price being reduced to the appraised value. Okay, if any appraisal performed pursuant to in accordance with the exhibit is for less than the purchase price for the property, the buyer shall have the right to request within blank days of the binding agreement date the seller reduce the price. So ideally, we want to see however many days there are all the way up to closing in there. Okay, but as a minimum, probably want to put 28 days in there would probably be the least I would want to see in there. Okay, and then we have to fill out down here the time limit of the offer for the seller to accept or reject the amendment to sales price runs to the earlier of a blank days from the date the amendment to sales price is delivered to seller or the closing. And I highly recommend as the buyer we mark A and we give them 2 days. Okay, so we get a low appraisal. We send over our amendment asking them to reduce the sales price. Do we want to give them all the way up to the scheduled closing date to decide, okay, we'll reduce the sales price? That doesn't allow your buyer the option to plan appropriately. So we want to go with option A, and I think 2 days is very reasonable. We ask you to reduce the sales price. You've got 2 days to decide yes or no. Okay. If the seller accepts it, the buyer's bound to the contract. That they have to go forward with that sale. Okay, they no longer have protection for an appraisal contingency because now the sales price and the appraised price match each other. Okay, continuing down, the loan guarantee fee. This is just like the FHA funding fee, just like the VA fee, in that this is an expense that the buyer's paying to take the loan out. Okay, the USDA loan guarantee fee of 1% shall be paid as follows. Okay, you're going to be hard pressed to find a buyer or a seller that wants to pay that in closing. So typically, this is going to be added to the loan amount and financed. Okay, and that's not the only fee for the USDA. While it's not on this form, they also pay I believe it's 0.35% of the loan amount every year as a loan fee. And that brings us to our signature page. So don't really need to give you any instruction there. That's our form. If you've got any questions, call, text, or email me, and we'll certainly help you through it. Have a great day.